Scotty, two to beam up. It's a William Shatner mask. What was this movie about?
Your crazy kid came home to kill you.
Thank you for coming and joining me on this wondrous adventure that we've been all through October. 31 days today. And I thank you very much for spending this time with me. Tonight, we're going to cover my favorite movie in the world. Certainly one of the best horror movies ever made. John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. Do you remember the beginning of the movie?
Yes, it takes place in the past.
Then there's a time jump. So, Michael Myers is, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. There actually was a book, a fictional book, written about this story before the movie came out. But it explains a little bit of his background about why Michael is so filled with rage. But it's hard to find. It's a rare book. So I don't know what the hell it says. But anyway, Michael Myers, comes home from trick-or-treating, and he's like 6 or something like that. And you see it from his point of view, and he gets violent in the house, and they have to put him away under the care of Dr. Loomis. And then, the movie time jumps to when he's 15 years later, when he's 21, and they're like, well, he's not a kid anymore. We might have to let him out. And then, things don't go well after that. I mean,
Not at all.
the movie's 40 years old now, I think. So, if you haven't seen it yet, shame on you. You should. The mask, the killer wears a mask eventually. It's famous in folklore about movies. The prop department, the whole movie is made on a shoestring budget. And the prop department had zero money. So they went to the store to buy a $2 mask. And the cheapest mask that they could find was a Captain Kirk William Shatner mask from some Star Trek series of masks. And they touched it up. They spray painted it white a little bit. They teased the hair, and voila, Michael Myers. But it's William Shatner. William Shatner. You remember William Shatner, Captain Kirk?
Of course. Unforgettable.
Scotty, beam me up. Spock, analysis. My favorite is when he's screaming on the temple steps, Miramani! Miramani! So the budget was something like $300,000 in 1978. And it grossed, in 70s dollars, $47 million. That's in dollars from like 1980. It was $47 million. It was one of the highest, it still is, one of the highest grossing independent films ever made. Tremendous success for John Carpenter. Huge.
Dr. Loomis was paid $20,000 in just 5 days. Before.
That's like 8% of the budget right there. You know how much Jamie Lee Curtis made? $8,000. And it was her first film ever. I've heard that the writers, John Carpenter's producers, did not set out to make a film that depicted virginity as a protection from evil, but that's pretty much what it was. She's a virgin. She's like the only one that doesn't die in the movie, so, I'm going to throw some names out. Maybe you tell me if you've heard of them. They're famous actors that lost out to Donald Pleasence. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, who played Dracula like 1,000 times. They were both up for the part of Dr. Loomis. This movie was voted the 5th scariest movie of all time by Entertainment Weekly. What was your favorite line?
But you can't kill the boogeyman.
No, you can't. My favorite line is by Dr. Loomis. This is, I watched him for 15 years, staring at the wall. Which reminds me of my cat, because he does that. I think this movie was fabulous. It's one of my favorite movies. And they came out with a whole bunch of sequels. Some of them had nothing to do with the franchise, like Halloween 3 stole the title, because I don't think you can copyright a title. It has absolutely nothing to do with Michael Myers. The 2 and ones that came after, there's a whole bunch of them. And I know that earlier this October, another movie came out in the Halloween sequence, and I guess, I haven't seen it yet, but I guess that Jamie Lee Curtis is in it, and I think we're supposed to throw out all the other movies. Like this is the one that came out in 2018 takes place. It is the only canonical sequel to Halloween 1, the original. Well, I don't know about that. That might piss me off, but I'll have to. We'll see. We'll see. Another favorite line of mine, I think the sheriff or one of the cops says it is, it's Halloween. Everybody's entitled to one good scare. And I'm entitled to a second pair of underpants after watching this movie. Because mine are brown now. So let that be a lesson to you. Hey, kids, don't get horny. You might get stabbed to death. I mean, it's Halloween. I gotta give it 5 pumpkins. What did you think I was gonna give it? 1? 5 pumpkins. It's that good. I would give it 6 pumpkins if I had a 6th pumpkin.